Hi guys, this is Anthony. Well, actually, I'm from Mexico and my name is Antonio, but you can call me Anthony since I will be doing this video in English. Okay, so basically, I'm gonna tell you my experience working in call centers. Okay, because I think that right now it's a pretty popular job between the young people and also between the between the older people. So I'm gonna tell you my experience. I've been working in a call center for a couple of years, actually. Yeah, a couple of years. And right now I'm working in another call center, and that's crazy. But I'm gonna tell you what was my experience in my first. It was actually my first working in a call center when I was 18 years old. Okay, so let me start with something. I'm not gonna tell you the name of this call center, and I'm not gonna tell you the or the campaign here in Mexico. In basically, it works like at the call center. It's like paid by another enterprise who it's like, okay, I'm gonna pay for your services, and so you're going to take in my calls with my customers, and you're going to provide the customer service or sales or tech support, all that stuff. Okay, so when I was 18 years old, I started to work at a call center here in Mexico City, and it was just in Spanish. Okay, it was just in Spanish, and it was for sales, for the sales department. I was like, I don't know how to sell anything. I wasn't expecting to get hired into the sales department. Okay, I was looking for something for like customer service because I was like, okay, I don't know nothing about sales. It's my first work, and I think that I will be messing up it every day. So finally, I started training, and I was like, okay, it looks pretty good. Okay, at the first time when you start your recruiting process, when they start to interviewing you, and when you are going to the training, and when you are like the newbie, you know what I mean. They are like, oh my god, this is a great place to work. You can develop your skills here. You can get a grow up here. You can go and search for another position, and you can be a supervisor. You can be a QA. Basically, that's it's about a quality in calls. Or you can be an account manager or a manager, whatever. Okay. So I was like, that sounds great. Okay. And I think that I will stay here for a long time. And it was okay. So when I started to be working there after the training, when I met my supervisor, she was like kind of friendly at the very first impression. She was like kind of friendly. The person for from QA, she was like a fucking disaster. She didn't know how to manage a team, a workforce team. She was always screaming. Okay, basically, 2 weeks after I started to taking calls and all that stuff, I was like, I don't want to be working here anymore. Okay, why? The pressure is too high. Okay, you have to deal with customers that are screaming at you, with customers that actually they were asking just for a credit card, that they were like, okay, they were calling, and they were like, okay, I'm gonna call, and I'm calling to you because I want to activate my card, my credit card. And then we were like, okay, meanwhile your card is getting activated, I'm gonna offer you an insurance product. Okay, so it was like, what the fucking hell. The customer was like, I don't care about that, I just care about my credit card. Is that good? Okay. And well, customer started to be yelling at you. Then if you don't have, or if you yeah, if you don't have these sales that the supervisor is or was asking for, you will be you will be like, you don't know how to sail. And the supervisor started to be screaming at me. So I was like, the fucking hell, I don't think that I would be working here for more like a month. Okay, that was my first impression. Then I was feeling so stressed. Okay, because that's a very stressful work. That's a very yeah, that's the right, that's the word, a very stressful work. It has a lot of stress. And I have no time to be eating something, okay, because here in Mexico it's like a part-time job or a full-time job, okay? And the part-time job it's just for 6 hours, so you just have to be working for 6 hours, and the full-time it's for 8 hours, okay? By the way, you can work more than 8 hours and you get paid more. Now, I was working in a part-time because I was making my internship, okay, from the high school, so it was like I was working and studying at the same time. But that's for another video. So I was like, okay, I am working 6 hours, and I didn't have actually any time to have a lunch. I was like, I was not able to be eating anything. I was not able to go into the bathroom, and that was pretty crazy. You can get or you can be feeling bad about your health, and it was like you really need to go to the bathroom, or you really need to go and take a breath because you're really feeling bad in that moment. And they were like, oh, no, 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 you don't have that, or you're not allowed to do that because you're just working 6 hours here, okay? That's a part-time job, so we're not allowed to let you go to the bathroom, or we're not allowed to let you go to eat something. So that was so exhausting, okay? So I was working without any break. I was working without um, or without peace, because it was like scream. You can you could be hearing like screams here, screams there, screams over there. Overall, people was screaming. Okay, all the supervisors were screaming. Now it's a work that where you can get paid good enough, maybe. Okay, in the sales department you can get paid good enough, yes, and it depends on how much you're selling every time. Well, every week or every month or every 15 days. It depends on how they are evaluating your or how they are evaluating your sales. Okay, it could be like weekly or monthly, but um, you got a little bit from every sale that you made. So in this case, it was for the 15% for each sale that I'd made. I was getting the 15%. So that it wasn't that bad. Okay, so I was getting paid at the end of the day. I was getting paid good enough. But the stress and all that stuff, it was like, no. Customers were so freaking crazy. Okay, but as I said, I was in the sales department. Then I moved into the same call center. I moved into the other campaign, and I was like, okay, it seems like um, it's pretty easy to deal with. It wasn't like the last or like the previous campaign that I was in. So I started to be working in that campaign, and it was like, okay, I really like this one, and I really like to be working here, and I was dealing good with that. Okay, now if you want to work in a call center, you really need to have that patience to be working in. It's not a place for everyone. It's not a place where you can feel comfortable all the time. Eventually, you will be getting called with angry customers. Customers will be screaming at you. Customers will be asking for something that actually you were like, "Oh my God, why are you asking for that?" When your bill is saying that your due date is on, I don't know, on January 15th. Why are you asking to me that? Like, it makes no sense. Or why are you, like, for example, they were like, oh, I got my bill and it says that I have a past due amount. And actually, I called you guys because I made a payment for my bill, and I don't know where you saying that I didn't pay anything to you guys. And I was like, okay, man, your card was declined. So before to call us, call your bank. Like, we send you a letter or an email or a notification that your card was declined. So I don't know why you're calling to me first. And then they were like, no, 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 no. I really need to know why you declined my card. And we were like, oh my God, man, your card was declined, but it's not our fault. It's the bank. So call to your bank and then call to us, and we can help you. So you have to deal with these situations, and it's pretty hard to deal at the beginning, but then it becomes like more. Um, I mean, at the end of the day, it's like I just don't care what the customer is uh, living through, or I don't care what the customer is saying. Okay, at the end of the day, I am not watching face to face that people. I'm not. I don't know that people, and I just really don't care. Okay, so there are people that actually start to be crying in the workplace, or screaming at the customers, or getting hurt by the customers, and it's really a hard work. Okay, but it's really a hard work. Now, if you want to work in one call center, well, the first advice that I can give you is to be patient. Okay, it's to know yourself very well, because you really have to deal with a lot of customers, and there are many ways of get like lost with the customers. Okay, so that's my advice. This it was my first experience working in a call center. Then I was like, you know what? I'm quitting this work. I'm not enjoying anymore this work. And then they offered me another campaign, and it was a an English campaign. Okay, so when I was working at an English campaign, it was a quite bit more peaceful. It wasn't like that stressful. It wasn't like that hard to be working with, because the supervisors were more soft. They were more like, I understand that you can get humiliated by the customer. I understand that you can get hurt by the customer. Don't take care about that. If the customer is yelling at you, you have to advise the customer that you have to disconnect the call if he's or she's doing the same on during the call. So I was feeling more comfortable. But at the end of the day, in that call center, I don't have okay, or I didn't grew up anything. I was working there for 2 years, and it was like, you know what? I'm still taking calls. I am not a supervisor. I am not a QA agent. I am not workforce team leader or manager. I wasn't working for that. So I was like, you know what? I am moving forward to get any better. Okay, so that was my first experience working in a call center. That's a pretty big, or that's a work or a job, a workplace where you just have to be in front of the computer like for 6 or 8 hours, or 12 hours, or 10 hours, and you don't get like tired, because it's not like that hard to be working like that, but it is very hard to be dealing with customers. So basically that's all. And I will be doing another video and another series of videos explaining how do you can deal or cope with these kind of customers, and all my experiences through this situation. Okay, so I hope that you really enjoyed this video. My name is Anthony, and if you like this video, you can hit on the button and subscribe, and you can follow me on Twitter and on Instagram too, and I will be letting you know my social media down below on the comment sections. I will be posting my social media links. Okay, so I hope you have a great day, and I wish you a happy new year. See you later. See you soon. Bye bye.